Hi folks, I'm excited to kick off a new season of Windows in the Cloud about the new unified Windows app that brings all your apps together as one single app to access for all your Windows Cloud services. So let's get started. Hi folks, I'm pumped to welcome you on another episode of Windows in the Cloud. It's season 4 already. Can you imagine, like 4 seasons, 4 years Windows in the Cloud? So thank you for your ongoing support and being here and helping us, because without you, this show would not be possible and not as fun as it is today. So I have a special guest today, but before I introduce our guest, please register on the Windows IT Pro community channel via our link ak.ms/Windows in the Cloud as well. Without further ado, Jardeep, welcome back. Great to have you on the show.
Hey, Christian. Thanks for having me back again. What is it, like almost 3 years ago that I was on this show?
Yes, something like that. You're definitely one of those founding kind of guests, like in the early days. I remember it was Windows 365 Business, right?
Yeah. That was the time where we talked last on this show. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to have you back, and we have been part of this journey from like kind of the beginning, right? So it's great to have you here. It feels special to me as well to have you here to talk about the Windows app. But before we do so, like, can you introduce like maybe once more to the audience, like who you are, what you do as part of the product management exercise role, your lead role in the team?
Absolutely. As you guys know, I'm Joydeep. I am part of the product management function here in Windows Cloud. For the past 18 months or so, I have been focused on our end user experiences. My current focus is, as we are going to tell you, about the Windows app, but our client strategy and in general. I've been part of this journey since the beginning, and I've had different roles. But this one is the most exciting yet.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. A fun fact is, like, internally, we had a week ago a fun moment that I discovered a video of you recording one of the early versions of our kind of web client too. Of course, like 3-4 years later, it like revolutionized the experience completely. And I think that's a nice segue into like, what is the Windows app? Like one app for all your platforms and all these things sounds like amazing, especially from the IT Pro side. Can you shed some light on that?
Yeah, absolutely. The Windows App story is essentially one of unification and simplification. What I mean by that is we use this terminology called clients to access your AVD workstations or your cloud PCs, right? Now, over the years, as the industry has evolved, as our own services have evolved, there has been a proliferation of these clients. They all look different. Some of them look a little bit old, if I may say so, right? The Windows App essentially combines the client-side investments for Microsoft into one per platform, right? So, for example, on Windows, you've got MSRDC, URDC, MSTSC, and all that. The future is just Windows App. Windows App is that one modern gateway into all your cloud services, whether it's Azure Virtual Desktop, Windows 365, and going forward, we will also unify to all our on-prem use cases. So that's what the Windows App is in a nutshell.
Yeah, this is great. Like unify, end user unification, IT admin management unification with Intune. This is like definitely a revolution of end user experiences from like an end user side and an IT Pro side for managing cloud PCs as well. I remember you prepared for a great like slide that sums it up all nicely and explains the vision even better. Can we jump into that as a level set to the audience as well?
Yeah. So as you can see on the screen, our users may be coming from any number of physical device platforms, right? Within a user's day or within a user's work month, they might be traversing many platforms. I might be on my iPad today and my Windows PC the next day. And sometimes I may have to do something very quick on my cloud PC from my mobile phone. From an experience point of view, Windows app really gives you that consistent cloud first modern experience that is consistent across any platform. So any platform you pick up, your cloud PC connection and in-session experience will feel very familiar. And that's the main objective, if you will, of the Windows app. And it's super exciting to be on this journey.
It's great to see all these platforms coming together and as well that same end user experience, which you're going to highlight in a demo. So be prepared and stay tuned for that, of course, too. But you already shed some light on it. But why are we doing this? Why does Windows app right now? Can you explain that?
Yeah, absolutely. So to explain that, let me tell you a little bit about where we are as a service, right? Where we are as a service organization. We have made great strides in the VDI space, and Windows 365 as well as AVD is seen as a leading VDI service. That's great. And we are now hearing from our customers that they want to put Windows Cloud into more use cases that have not traditionally been served by VDI. Okay, so what does that mean? That means the next generation of users, if you will, for our Windows Cloud services will not be coming from a VDI background. And what does that mean for us as product makers? It means that we need to meet them where they are with their expectations of a modern experience. Now that's the end user side of it. On the management side, it is very difficult to ask our IT admins to continue to manage 16 different clients and having different settings and different ways to manage everything. And so as we go on this journey, this upward lift of adoption of Windows Cloud, the management functionalities of the app itself, of the client itself, needs to keep pace. So these are the two main driving reasons. Plus, I will say that there was always this need of modernizing the experience, giving that wow factor for users to be productive, so that they're not using cloud PCs because they have to, but because they want to, right?
Yeah, you touched on a great point here. Like I remember, and you probably remember this even better than I do, like when we introduced the user actions in like our portal experience for Windows 365, all that self-service set of capabilities, reboot, reset, all these things to kind of, yeah, reboot your computer if there's something happening, like a very normal thing for a physical PC user, right? But for virtualization, VDI, and all these things, it hasn't really like be like possible or part of like a client experience. And that was like, I think the first step into that direction of that revolution. And I think this is like doing it all together, all platforms, all at one. And you touched on something I want to kind of make sure I touched, or you touched on that. And I captured that correctly, like 16 apps. Is that correct? 16 apps into like one per platform?
Yes, that is correct. Now, I will say that the maximum proliferation that we see is on the Windows platform with MSRDC, MSTSC, which goes inbox, and then URDC and the Windows 365 app and all those. So we've got 4 to 6 different things on Windows. We've got about 3 different web clients, one for each service. So this is primarily on Windows and web. This will feel like a unification, a quickly coming together. I wanted to also say that we are not going to do this in one fell swoop. It is a journey. So when we go GA, we are not going to discontinue any of the legacy apps. And we recently actually blogged about it too. We're going to have a very measured approach to this. But yes, the journey is starting and everybody should completely expect us to move to the Windows app in the future. Yeah.
Yeah, this is great. And I want to know, like, during Ignite last year, we kind of revealed this vision and this Windows app. And along the way, we added a lot of things, just like our Windows Cloud services and especially Windows 365 is a SaaS product. So as you said, it's a journey, right? We constantly kind of iterate and reevaluate and talk with customers and improve. And I would like to know, like, what's new with the Windows app lately? Like, there have been a ton of features being added. Can you explain, like, what's new, what's coming as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And I would love to jump into a demo to show you. But before that, let me set the stage a little bit. First, in terms of platform coverage, right? So Windows app is in public preview today. It is in public preview across Windows, web, iOS, iPadOS, and macOS. Very soon, we are going to take all these into general availability, and we're going to public preview our Android Windows app, right? So that's where we are. Now, coming to your question, functionality wise, there we, our pace of release is very fast. We keep shipping new features. So why don't we actually jump into a demo? This has been prepared by Soumya Krishnan on my team, and it gives you a good overview of what the Windows app is. And then I'll talk you through all the new things that we are releasing.
Windows app revolutionizes the way users interact with their Windows cloud resources, consolidating all 16 previous remote desktop-related applications into a single convenient application per OS platform to manage. Whether you're on web, Windows, macOS, iOS, or eventually even Android, our platform ensures consistent access across all your devices. Whether you're an admin or end user, our goal is to make your experience seamless and efficient across all services. For admins, provisioning all remote Microsoft services tailored to individual user needs has never been easier. They can choose between options like Windows 365, offering secure desktop access from any device anywhere. They can choose Microsoft DevBox for cloud-based developer workstations, or Azure Virtual Desktop for full virtual desktops and remote apps. With all these options on Windows app, admins can configure all solutions in one single app proactively for the best end-user experience. For the end user, Windows app provides easy access to all these resources in one unified space, simplifying workflows and boosting productivity. Users with Azure Virtual Desktop can also access all their remote apps in one place. They can pin their primary devices, allowing for easy access on the home screen. The Windows app also provides enhanced Teams experiences on both desktop and mobile clients, boosting productivity across all devices and platforms. Here's a quick peek of the Windows app on iPad. As you can see, a user has all their same resources, consistent on all their devices. The Windows app is now in public preview, and we're excited to share that we currently have over 5 million hours of usage across all platforms. We're excited to witness even greater usage as we move towards general availability. Windows app empowers both admins and users alike, delivering a streamlined experience that's both powerful and accessible. Together, we're shaping the future of productivity across all your devices.
Well, amazing demo, and Soumya as well. When you're watching this was amazing. Hey, Jaideep, how have customers been experiencing the Windows app so far?
We've got some great feedback. Lots of users, hundreds of thousands of users, and more importantly, hundreds of enterprise customers are running pilots on the Windows app. Let me take a quick second and walk you through some of the really new things that you saw in the demo there. The first thing that people would have noticed is top right corner, there's this identity switcher, right? And that is really a step forward in terms of simplifying the access to your cloud resources, if you will. What we're doing is, based on the identity that you are selecting or logging in with, we are preceding all of your feeds. So there's no subscribe to feed and stuff like that. It all just shows up. And then, of course, you've got features like pinning and all that. That was already there in MSRDC and other apps that we are just carrying over. The idea here is to simplify access and get you into your Cloud PC session as soon as possible, while also understanding that you need to retain flexibility if you're on AVD to go and look at the app list that you want to go into if there are remote apps that you want to access. The second thing is just the general look and feel. I'm sure people will agree with me that we have modernized the look and feel so that it feels very current, the design, the way you interact with the app, etc. The device card is also a big innovation where it not only gives you information on which cloud PC you're trying to connect to, but gives you some details about it and gives you access to the device actions, the reconnect and restart and reset and all those things. And go forward, that will become the vehicle also to house all our troubleshooting experiences. Today, we have an inspect connection. We are going to keep investing in it and really make troubleshooting your connection much, much easier as we go forward. So those were some of the new things. There's a lot to uncover here, but I'm sure you'll ask me more questions.
I'll definitely do that. And I also want to do a huge shout out to our design team, because as you said, the design is really slick and nice, and the cards, it all feels like very like futuristic, nice, like translucent. Like I love the design. So I think really good work by our stellar design team making this all real
Absolutely.
and happening.
Absolutely. And on that note, my entire team, so John, Colby, Ankur, Soumya, um, everybody, Hillary, everybody has put in so much effort. It's actually my honor to represent their work here, right? Of course, design, marketing, content designers, everybody kind of pulled this together to make it seem consistent across platforms. It takes some doing.
Yeah, that's the great thing about these shows, right? Like we show something when it's like wrapped up, nice looking, but from the other side, there's so much stuff happening, like
Yeah.
from all these layers, business, marketing, design, product management, so many people involved here. This has been a journey that like started maybe even like before with like the remote desktop client,
Yeah.
but then after it's the Windows 365 app and now the Windows app, all coming kind of with like stepping stones into this direction of this vision and simplification. And I really love this. And this is like an example of how we in Microsoft really grow and iterate and reevaluate and then evolve and reuse what we already have, but still apply like efficiency and durability and like new assets into a product as well. So great stuff, great work. And everybody that listens to this know kind of how much and who contributed as well to this journey too. Hey, can you remind me, like you said, MSRDC, URDC, these things, right? I know what you mean there, but can you explain a little bit what that means? Is that like the remote desktop app?
Yeah, the remote desktop app has existed in various forms, right? So MSRDC, the Microsoft Remote Desktop Client, is used primarily for our cloud services, whereas on-prem use cases are typically served by MSTSC, which is the inbox RDP client in Windows, right? So at GA, we will not be discontinuing anything, but we will be on Windows making the statement that future investments will continue in Windows app. And in time, we will transition everybody out of the legacy apps into the new apps. The only exception here is the mobile clients, so Android and iOS. Since Android and iOS exist as Play Store apps or App Store apps on those platforms, we will do a one-for-one switch. But we are committed to make sure that we do the one-for-one switch only when the new Windows app has all the functionality of the old Windows app. We recently blogged about it, and I'll drop a link to it too. Folks should go and read up on our plans to for folks to migrate. Uh, GA is a point in time. Windows app is a journey. We are committed to make sure that people who are migrating, especially our IT admins, have the smoothest migration possible.
Yeah, this is great. And I've been using the MSDUC app for a while too myself. I think a lot of IT admins still do that for like server management. So it's great that that's as well getting into that, like this revolution of this app and modernization and as well readjustment of maybe the security side as well, right? In that journey, like improving that on the side. So definitely want to have you back
Yeah.
at some point because I think this journey is not over, as she said as well. So
Oh no. Oh no. On that point of security, though, all the security features and management features that people have been used to with MSRDC smoothly transfers over. In addition, as we go along in this journey, we are actively investing in MAM controls, mobile application management controls, across all platforms. So you will see that light up as we go along in this journey. So GA is again just a point in time. We will keep revving and improving this.
So if I'm an IT pro and I want to start deploying this Windows app for my users, like what are the IT admin controls capabilities? Can I deploy this via Intune, for example?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can use any of your standard application deployment methods, whether it's GPO, Intune, or any other standard deployment method. That's why it was a very important design point for us to not be constrained only to a store download. Right now, I'm speaking about the Windows app, right, on Windows. So we will have a store option. We will have a non-store option also. And once you have a non-store option, it's just normal, like our IT admins download an MSIX package from a URL that we provide, and then from that point on, they can put it through GPOs or put it through application deployment policies through Intune.
Yeah, it's great. And the store integration in Intune makes it easy as well to just search it in Intune and click deploy, target to your Entra ID groups, and you're ready to go. But I know out of my experience talking with customers, some customers prefer to not use the store, but go like more in a self kind of management manner of doing update management and such. Like, what are we doing there for them?
Yeah, no. So two things you touched on there. One is non-store deployment that I just talked about, that you can download and put through GPO and everything. For the updates, it's a more involved story, right? Because we are making so many improvements to the Windows app, even on the security and management front. At GA, we will not be providing a way for people to absolutely stop updates. But what we will be doing is providing an option of either monthly or as available updates, right? That is something that we want to test, we want to see. And if, as per feedback from our customers, we are always ready to kind of adjust accordingly, however the roadmap plays out. And that brings me to another point. The Windows app will have in-app feedback. So you can actually give us feedback directly from the app. And of course, the normal IT admin feedback channels will also be available. The in-app feedback is for end users. And if IT admins want, they can even control that. They can turn it off. Lots of ways to give feedback. Again, this is a journey.
Here, this is great. So that does it mean that like at some point the app will become available as like MSIX and kind of IT pros can just upload it into Intune themselves?
Absolutely. At GA. We will not GA without completely providing for the non-store deployment option.
And when is GA?
That would be telling, but it is soon. We would not be talking if we were not close.
I think this is a nice way of not revealing the actual date, but still share like a good set of information on when to expect it. Hey, before we like close this off and wrap it up, like, is there something coming around Linux as well as a platform?
So that's a great question, Christian. What we have found is Linux is an important platform for us, but it is also an OEM-led platform. There are lots of OEMs providing lots of different kinds of devices with different distributions of Linux. Our strategy right now is to work with a select group of partners and provide them a Linux SDK for them to build third-party clients up on top of. Now, as with anything, complete growth mindset. We're seeing how it is going. It is going very well right now. And we will keep seeing and reassessing. And if we feel the need to go into a first party play there, we absolutely will. So if you feel strongly about it, to the listeners out there, give us feedback. Go into the feedback hub. Tell us what you feel about this approach that we've taken with Linux.
Yeah, this is great. Like, I kind of formalized in my mind like a train track that goes like through different like cities, and like Linux could be one kind of city that we stop with the Windows app train and then like build it for our customers. But our customers, you watching, are kind of in control of that journey as well. So yeah, provide feedback. Let us know via our kind of channels, programs, or just a feedback portal integration option in the Windows app or our clients, and just make it visible. Like, good point. Hey, Jaideep, as I said, I want to get you back at some point, but before, people are probably curious, want to learn more, maybe provide feedback directly to you. Like, how can people stay in touch with you?
People can stay in touch with me through LinkedIn. I'm also on X as well. In terms of learning more, just getting to that base level of information, check out our latest blog on the Windows IT Pro blog, as well as join the preview. It's out there. The blog also links to the preview joining page, and learn more about the Windows app. And that's the best way to prepare. For our IT pros, I would absolutely recommend doing a small pilot of the Windows app, maybe in a sandbox environment, maybe with a small pilot set of users, so that you know what to expect and you're ready for GA when it comes, which will be soon, as I said before.
Well, let's close with that note. Thanks for sharing those resources. We will make sure we put them in the link below in the screen. And as I said, I want to have you back. We make that this is the proof that we will get you back at some point as well. So thanks for being here. Thanks for this great conversation. Had a lot of fun representing your team, as one of the great leaders as part of our team as well. And thank you for watching as well as a reoccurring guest or a new guest as well. And be prepared for our new content coming up with new episodes and new topics to cover soon. And you can follow everything as well as previous episodes on aka.ms/winnersinthecloud. So thank you for watching and hope to see you next back time.